Hello, my name is Pawan Chandrasekhar and today's my topic is technical, that is type of constructor. So before discussing the type of constructor, let's discuss what exactly the constructor is. So constructor is a special type of method. It is nothing but a block of code similar to a method. Constructor is called at the time of object creation. It means that as we create object, that's time our constructor is automatically called. Constructor is nothing but a special type of method which is used to initialize the object. It means that as we create constructor, then that's time it works as an initialization of the object. And if there is no constructor inside our class, that is, if there is no constructor inside our class, then our Java compiler automatically add a default constructor inside the class. It means that there is if there is no constructor inside our class, then that's time our Java compiler automatically add one default constructor. While calling at the time of calling constructor, our Java program is Java give assign a value to the object of the class. It means that while calling creating constructor, our Java compiler allocate memory to the object. So this is about the constructor. Now our main topic is what are the types of constructor. So there are mainly two types of constructor. Actually there are three types of constructor, but one type is not considered inside a Java language. This constructor is only in a C++. So what are that type of constructor? First is a parameterized constructor and next is a non-parameterized constructor. So parameterized, or we can say it a default constructor. So why it called default? So let's understand first default constructor. So what is default constructor? So if we create one class, and then that's time we do not give any constructor we do not create or we do not give any constructor inside our class, then that's time a Java compiler automatically add one default constructor inside our class, because without constructor we cannot call our object. So when the Java compiler gives a default constructor to the class, because there is no constructor inside our class, so that type of constructor is called as default constructor. So let's understand by one example. Like if we take one example of student, then we just create two variables, that is one is student ID and another one is student name. So and we create one method inside that class, that is display method, and inside display method we just simply sys out the ID of the student and name of the student, but at the same time we do not create any constructor. So that's time as we do not have created any constructor inside our method. So that's time our Java compiler automatically create one constructor and gives a default value. It's like if we just create an object like student obj1 equal to new student and student obj2 equal to new student, and we do not pass any value or we do not construct a constructor, then that's time our constructor return a default value, that is for int id, or for a student id it is in integer type. So that's time our program return a value that is 0. It is a default value of int, and null for the string value. So it is about the default constructor. We call it default constructor because we do not have created a constructor by ourselves. This constructor is created by Java compiler by default. So it is default constructor. Next is a parameterized constructor. So parameterized constructor is a constructor in which we create a constructor and we pass a particular parameters to that constructor. So this is the parameterized constructor. So the main point in a parameterized constructor is we create a constructor and we pass some particular parameters according to need. So it is the parameterized constructor. So let's understand it by one example. So as we discussed before, we create one class, that is student class, and inside that class we create two variable, one is student ID and student name. So and we create one display method, that is student ID and student name, and at the same time we create one constructor, which is our rule is for creating constructor, our constructor name must be same as its class name. So we create one constructor, that is student, and inside that we pass value, that is int I and int I and int I and string n. So we assign that value to our variable we have created before in a method. So we assign that value, that is I equal to id and n equal to string. So we have created here two parameters, and we have assigned value inside the constructor. So now in a main method we will construct two objects, that is student obj1 equal to new student and student obj2 equal to new student. So that's time at that time we do not have passed any value to the constructor, so it is still a default constructor, or it is still a non-parameterized constructor. So until or unless we do not pass any value to the constructor, so it will remain a non-parameterized constructor. So as we pass value, that is s1 obj1 dot student equal to we consider 111 Ajay, or obj2 s1 dot obj2 equal to million dot 111. So that's time we have given a parameters to that constructor. So it will return a value, that is 111 Ajay and 111 million. So it is about the parameterized constructor. So there is another constructor in a there is another type of constructor, but this is not used in a Java. So this is a copy constructor. So copy constructor is usually used inside a C++ language. So what exactly the copy constructor does? Copy constructor copies one value of object to the another value of object. So it is just a simple work of a copy constructor. So we use copy constructor by three methods. Like directly we can copy one object from one object into another object. Next is we can copy the constructor by using clone method, and we can directly copy one constructor to the another constructor. It is about calling copy constructor, but this constructor is not used in Java. So we usually take only two constructor, that is default constructor, parameterized constructor, and non-parameterized constructor. So this is the simply type of constructor inside Java. Thank you so much.